Grow, Sell, and Retire is a podcast for aspirational entrepreneurs and inspirational business owners who want to work less, earn more, and even more importantly, have an awesome time while doing it. Your host, BD Dalton, author of True Gravity, is here to give you the systems, processes, and actions for you to create the wealth that you've always dreamt about. Get your pencil, paper, and brain ready for secrets and top tips from his 25 years of experience in helping people build wealth. Here's your host, BD Dalton.
Hey everybody, BD Dalton here from Grow, Sell, and Retire podcast, Secrets for the Lazy Overachiever. I want to make sure that you're having as much fun as I am right now. It's Christmas time. I know that dates this recording, but actually it's one of those times. Think about this. When you're getting ready to wrap your presents, you get that nice foil covering, you get that nice cloth and everything else that you're putting around it. You're wrapping. What do you cut it with? You cut it with scissors, don't you? Then guess what? You're putting up and taking down things. So let's say you're putting up lights and you have to take down the lights. You get in and you pound a nail in, and then all of a sudden you have to pull it out. What do you pull it out with? You typically pull it out with either a claw hammer or you pull it out with pliers. Then guess what? You put up all the decorations. You've got all the presents underneath the tree. And what are you doing next? You're getting ready to eat, aren't you? So then you're going over there and you're either with turkey or roast beef or whatever your family's thing is. You're going to go out there and guess what? You start to serve all the people with tongs. You say, oh, look at this piece of meat. I'm going to take this tong. Sometimes it's a fork, but in general, people use tongs to serve things. And then guess what? You're finished with dinner. You're sitting back there with your cup of coffee or a port or whatever else it is. And one of those Christmas favorites, especially in the States, is nuts. Sorry if you're allergic to nuts, but in general, it's nuts. And what do you use to open the nuts? Nutcracker. What do all of these things have in common? They are all levers. They're all things that make it so that you can use their utensils, but they're all levers. And if you haven't ever thought about that, all of those things that make our lives easier at Christmas are levers. And throughout the year, if you actually really look at it. But now let's look at this. So everything that happens in Grow, Sell, and Retire in the book are 6 levers. So I've got 6 levers for you as the entrepreneur so you can make yourself stronger, brand you. Not a brand new, but a brand you moving forward. You need to use 6 levers. But the 6 levers we're going to talk about today are the ones that go around your business. Because your success equals how strong your levers are. Think about this. The stronger the scissors are, the sharper they are, the easier it is to cut things. Have you ever tried to lift something when you have the fulcrum or that lever point too close to the piece of kit, whether it's a rock or whatever else it is? You can't lift it. It's so much more difficult. So the levers we're going to talk about right now are things I want you to put in place today. Because I want you, even though we're in the middle of December, let's start things early. Because if you start things early, they get done faster. Everybody, or a lot of people, there's lots of people out there. Are you a New Year's resolution person? I'm not a New Year's resolution person. I do things in January, but I'm not a New Year's resolutions person. What I am is a life enhancement person. So what I want to do is when you make changes in your business or in your life, whether it's a new workout schedule, it's something else that you're going to stop eating or you're going to start doing, let's not call it a New Year's resolution. Let's call it a life enhancement. Because when you're taking things away or you're changing things, sometimes you feel like you're limiting yourself. But when we talked to Peter Docker on the podcast a couple weeks ago, he said, let's clear some space for success. And this is what we need to do. As GSR listeners, you're going to make sure that you're clearing a space for success. So whether that is, guess what, 1 less candy bar, 1 less drink, 1 more lap around the gym, 1 more set of weights, or like our personal trainer says, more weights, more reps. More weights, more reps. That's what Dan's saying to us all the time now. But really, we need to sit back and let's kick up the notch on the levers. Let's move from reactive to proactive to intentional. Let's go there, okay? So your first one, if we're looking at the 6 levers, you got growth, you've got systems, you've got your thing, which is your USP or your IP. You've got your brand. You've got your team, the power team, and you've got your niche. So let's write those down. I want you to write down growth. And then I want you to write down the next one, which is systems. The next one is your thing, or your ISP, your UP, or USP IP. What about your brand? And then let's look at your team, and let's look at your niche. So you've written all those down, right? Okay, let's go through the levers, and let's make sure that we're getting the maximum out of what's happening today. Let's not do a resolution. Let's do this life enhancement starting now. Here it is. Write down in the growth section your specific number of people, specific number of clients, products, and the profit that you want from those people. Let's change this. If you are definitely a person that does social media or anything else, you've heard of PPC, pay per click. You know, it's a Google thing where you get out there and you pay every time somebody comes to your website. So pay per click. Let's change that. PPC, for anybody that's doing grow, sell, and retire, is profit per client. The more profitable you understand you are with each client in your top client base, the more you will go out and hunt those clients down, the more services you will deliver for them at top-notch levels. So growth, I want you to write down for the next 12 months how much and how many people you want to be dealing with, the products that you want to sell to them, and the profits that you believe you can deliver or gather from them. And remember, to get profits for yourself, you have to give them value. So that value has to exchange. So number one is growth. Number two, systems. I want you to write down one system that if you could change it today, you would reduce the stress in your clients' lives. Something that you do that if you changed your system today, it could be how you interact with them on invoices. It could be how many times you call them during a deal. Or it could be how it's delivered to somebody, how your package is delivered to somebody. Understanding pricing. It could be all sorts of things. But let's change one system. This system is the thing that is going to make it so that your clients want to buy from you more regularly and that they want to make sure that they tell other people about you. So we've done growth, we've done systems. Let's do your thing. So I want you to do a survey of your top 3 clients, your top 3 introducers, and your top 3 providers, and ask them what makes your service or product special to them. So once again, 3 clients, 3 introducers, and 3 providers. Ask them what makes your service special. And I want you to build on that. Use this lever to go ripping things up and making sure that you're doing the right things for everybody that's involved with you, your clients, your prospects, the other people that are dealing with you on a regular basis. Okay, so that's your thing. The next one is brand. Okay, I'm a big, huge proponent of 3s. So let's look at this. Find 3 brands that you want to be in league with. This could be Apple. This could be Ben & Jerry's. This could be anything else that makes you at Microsoft. And it doesn't even have to be big. It can be a small brand that's local to you that you want to be in league with. And what I want you to think about here is write down the characteristics that you want to emulate and how can you make it happen inside of your business. So if you want Apple and you want to be like Apple, you definitely need to go out and get some huge, awesome, amazing product designers, and then you're going to have to spend lots of money on R&D. But if you want to be like the amazing hotel or boutique hotel down the street, go look at how they treat their clients. So if their rooms are full all the time, watch how they treat their clients. Is it a white glove service? Is it by calling them by their name as they come in? You've got to find something that makes people think about your brand and says, you know what? If I was going to buy X, legal services, wealth management, coaching services, a book, how do you make it so that you are the brand that they go to? And that is really difficult to do if you try to do it too big. So I'm suggesting you go small on this and try to figure out how you can build that base. You need to build that true gravity to get people moving towards you. Let's look at this. So we've gone through brand. Now let's go for your super team, your power team. What I want you to do, and this is just one thing, not three, one thing. I want you to set up an enhancement meeting for your whole team to make them better people. Not just better employees, but better people. That could be speaking, that could be, or public speaking, that could be making them better with their finances. So bring in somebody to teach them how to run their debt and their credit cards and everything else better. Have an outside person do this. Enhance their world. If you're really good, silly, bring in a yoga instructor. If you want to make sure that your people understand what's happening, bring in a mindfulness, somebody that's actually going to make sure that they understand what's happening in their lives and don't sweat the small stuff. And it's all small stuff mentality. So we need to get your team to that abundance mentality, that they're being paid enough, that they're respected, they're treated well, and you're going to deliver something great for them, which is a great employee experience. So let's make sure that you do that. Set up one enhancement event to make sure that your people are building their personal brand. Richard Branson said it, and this is what a lot of people say is, well, what happens if we train our people up and they go away? Well, Richard Branson's answer was, you know what? What happens if we don't train them up and they stay? So we've got people that are stagnant, man, and we don't want to have that. Definitely not in the GSR world. So Grow, Sell, and Retire is all about enhancing things. Okay, the last one is your niche. This is trying to find your specific clients that you want to deal with and making sure that everything you do focuses on dealing specifically with them. So that's 1 to 3 client types that you want to deal with in the next 12 months and get a focus. This could be male business owners in your local area that sell airplane parts, whatever else it is. That could only be a universe of 15 to 20 or 30 companies. But guess what? You've got a niche. And the more you can niche your business, the more you can focus on the marketing that's out there for them specifically, the easier it is for you to network because you can figure out where they all hang out. And guess what? You also learn the language so you don't sound like a silly person when you go in and start talking about things that you don't understand. Nothing worse, and you can probably tell it yourself, if you're a big fanatic of something, Game of Thrones or baseball or soccer or something at that point in time, when somebody else jumps in and throws some nonsense in there that's trying to make themselves sound smart, and they don't, you can suss them out. You can figure out that they are not who they say they are, and you can spot a phony. You need to make sure that you're doing that for your niche clients where you speak their language. And the funny thing is, Peter Docker said in the podcast that he did with us, there's only 2 things. There's content and context. So you need to make sure that when you're looking and talking to your niche clients, you've got the right content. But guess what? You've got to put it out there in the right manner, which is that context. So even if you have the right words, you have to put it in the right places so that they'll absorb it, so they'll remember that it was you that put it out there. And then they'll be able to absorb it and say, you know what, you should go and see BD, or you should go and listen to Grow, Sell, and Retire podcast. That's what you need to do. I've got a lot of things coming up here. I've got some great groups launching up here in 2018. I've got some speaking engagements. So if you want me to come out and talk to your team, your sales team, and make sure that they get in there, if you want me to come out and teach your people how to network, that's phenomenal. My team's getting ready right now. I've got some great guys that have been non-exec directors. I've got some marketing specialists. I've got lots of people ready to help you take your business to the next level. And guess what? You can still be lazy, because I want to teach you how to do things like the Lazy Overachiever does. So it's been great to have you on the podcast. If you want more stuff, you can go to www.growsellandretire.com or www.bartdaltonconsulting.com. We look forward to talking to you soon. Take your business to the next level. All the best. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for joining us on Grow, Sell, and Retire. For more information, tools, or to book one of our team members to work with your team, business, or to speak at your event or conference, visit bartdaltonconsulting.com or email contact@bartdaltonconsulting.com. Buy the book True Gravity on Amazon. If you want to work for the rest of your life, that is your business. If you don't, that is ours.